Hi everybody, it's Matthew here, and I'm going to be showing you today on our baking club how to make sugar cookies. I know normally it's Joy who shows us these amazing recipes, but we actually had some technical difficulties earlier today. We thought we recorded the whole show, and then I realized I had 3 seconds of Joy. Here it is. Yeah, exactly. So that didn't really teach you how to make sugar cookies. So instead, I'm here now to show you how to make sugar cookies. All right, let's begin. We got ourselves a nice big mixing bowl, and we've got all of our ingredients. We're going to need 1 cup of butter. We're going to make sure that that is room temperature, so nice and soft. You can also cheat and put it in the microwave in a microwavable dish, a bowl, and you can thaw it, get it a little bit extra soft. We did find when we first recorded this that if the butter is a little bit softer, it really helps. So room temperature, maybe even a little bit kind of melty, that works great. So to that, we're also going to add 2/3 a cup of sugar. I got my great big old thing of sugar right here. That's right. 2/3 a cup. This nifty one right here. And I got lots of measuring cups here. Got our sugar in there. Sugar. Take our butter. Again, like I said, I melted mine a little bit extra. Grab my spatula here. Make sure you get all that great buttery goodness out. And you can either use a spoon, wooden spoon, to kind of mix and stir up all of your butter and your sugar together. I'm going to use my electric mixer just because I find it goes a little bit faster. All right, so we got our electric mixer, and we're going to mix the sugar and the butter for about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes, 3-4 minutes, just to make sure that really the sugar and the butter really cream together. I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready. Okay, so we've creamed our sugar and our butter together. Now to that, we're going to add 2 cups of flour. It says 2 cups and a little bit on the recipe, but honestly, we'll start with our 2 cups and we'll see as it thickens up as we blend it together if we need to add that little bit. So starting with 2 cups of flour. Great big 2-cup measuring cup. So 2 cups right here going on in. Just a warning, if you are using an electric mixer, always start it off slow because otherwise you get big flour clouds everywhere. Okay, now you can actually see our dough. This is our flour, our sugar, and our butter. They're all kind of mixed together. It's kind of crumbly. It's a wet, crumbly kind of dough. To that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. go. I always add a little bit extra. I really love the taste of vanilla, so it's about a teaspoon and maybe a little touch over. And then we're going to whip it up a little bit more. Okay. So now here we have our nice crumbly mixture. Again, it looks a little wet, so I might add just that extra little sprinkling of flour that we talked about. So just a little bit. Perfect. Now we can say goodbye to our mixer. And when we were making this recipe earlier, someone actually made the suggestion of adding a little bit of cinnamon to the cookies as well. And I think that is amazing because I love cinnamon. Cinnamon and vanilla go so well together, but it's not part of the original recipe. So only do it if you want. And I would say maybe about a half a teaspoon. We already have that 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'd say about half a teaspoon of cinnamon if you want. And again, just mix that all in. Now, we are also going to make sure that our ovens that we preheated to 325 degrees, we're just going to make sure that they are ready. And then we're going to get 2 baking sheets, 2 of them, and we're going to line them with parchment paper. That's where the cookies are going to go. So I'm just going to get everything ready and I'm going to put everything away here. And I'll check back with you in just a moment. All right, here we are again. Okay, I have got our amazing cookie dough right here, just ready to go. We got our 2 baking sheets lined with parchment paper, ready to go. And I'm going to use, I've got this ice cream scoop. It's a little big for the size of cookie that I want to make, but it's just going to make it a little easier to kind of scoop out the dough, and then I'm going to form it with my hands, okay? You can use a spoon to do this. You can just get your hands right in there and do it all that like that. However you want to shape your cookies. What we're going to do is we're going to roughly make them about the size of a meatball, maybe about golf ball size. If you know what a golf ball looks like, roughly about that size right there, that's what we're aiming for. We're going to place them out on the pan, and when we are ready, we are then going to, you can make use of the bottom of your measuring cup or grab a bowl. We're going to flatten them down. But first things first, let's get our dough balls ready. So like I said, I grab a good kind of scoop like this. It kind of comes out already in a nice ball form. There's our oven. Comes out in a nice little ball form, but you can see just a little bit too big for what I want. So I'll kind of crumble off a little bit, or maybe about a third of that. That's perfect. 1 ball down. Let's say maybe about another 12 or 13 more to go. It roughly makes, depending on the size of your cookies, it'll roughly make a good 14 or 12 cookies. Guess it all depends on if you'd rather have lots of little cookies or a couple of really big cookies. I think little cookies are better if you're sharing. But they're your cookies. You make them however you want. The great thing is, as you're pressing these cookies into nice little balls here, you can smell the vanilla right away. Just wonderful. If you added cinnamon to them, nice vanilla cinnamon smell. Cookies haven't even been baked yet, and you're already smelling these amazing, wonderful scents. I don't do a lot of baking, but this is one of my favorite things about baking is all the amazing smells that take place. Okay. So remember when we first measured out and we did our sugar, we did 2/3 a cup of sugar. The recipe also listed that we needed to also set aside another like 3 tablespoons of sugar. So into a bowl, I've added that sugar. And what we're going to do, because these are sugar cookies, what we're going to do is we're going to take each ball of dough, little cookies, and we're just going to kind of roll them around, give them a nice little coating of sugar, top and bottom. Yeah, nice little sugar crystals all around there. We're going to do that to each one of our little dough balls here. Get them nicely coated. This is also, if we get like a nice bigger bowl, this is something you can get the children to help you out with. They'll have fun kind of rolling the dough ball around inside the sugar. With a bigger bowl, you'll have less chances for the sugar to kind of spill out. And again, with only 3 tablespoons, if it does spill, you know, it's not hopefully too bad of a mess to tidy up. So remember, this is where now we're going to take the bottom of our measuring cup or a bowl, and we are just going to smoosh down. Now, sometimes they might stick to the bottom, just like that. We just gently pull it off, and you will see that it is going to kind of chunk and splinter around, but it will bake and they will be nice and firm. So we're going to go and do that to all of our cookies, pressing down. They're going to crumble from time to time. We just kind of squish that dough back onto the cookie, or you get nice little crumbly cookies. Now, before we throw these into the oven, we are going to get one last little step. We're going to take some nice little kind of sprinkles decorations. So, got different little colored little balls. I've even got some little trees, multicolored little sticks, round sticks, you know, anything that we want. Just grab a few, lightly kind of sprinkle them on top, and just gently press them in so that they don't kind of fall off. A couple here. You want to, chocolate chips always seem to work well. I used, actually, the first time I made this is my second time doing this today, believe it or not. The first time I did it, I had some chocolates still lying around from the holidays, and I just kind of cut those up into little pieces. Those worked great too. So, you know, if you want to add some decorations to them, whatever you've got, you can be creative with it. That's sprinkles there. You can get sprinkling away. Just remember, sprinkle them on and then give them a gentle little press, just so they all kind of stick really well. When you're all ready, the cookies are ready for the oven. So I would suggest doing it one pan at a time, and it's going to be between 14 to 16 minutes at 325. I would start with 14 minutes and then check on them. If they look like they need a little bit of time, if the edges of the cookie are not showing a little bit of a golden color, you could leave them in for another minute or two. If you're seeing that golden color, At 14 minutes, you can pull them out, but definitely 16 minutes is probably as far as I'd go with them. So into the oven they go. Set our timer so we don't forget. And we sit back and relax and do some dishes. Here we are. Our oven is just about ready to go off here. There we go. So, ready for our first pan to come on out. There we are. I just want to point to some of the edges right here. We can just see a little bit of a nice kind of golden brown just starting on the edges. So that means that they're well cooked. We're going to also leave them on the pan for about 10-15 minutes before they kind of cool down. Why we're also going to do that is because the heat from the pan is still going to help finish cooking the cookies that last little bit. So the pan's hot, cookies are hot. Let them rest for about 10-15 minutes, and then you're ready to enjoy. So I'm going to get this second pan in the oven, and I'm going to wish you all good baking. So thank you so much for joining us today for our baking club. Have a wonderful day. Bye.